We are live 364 days a year.
What are we doing here?
If Dom turns at SummerSlam, I'm shaving my moustache off. I've told you, if that happens, it's going. My lip is cold because of a stupid bet that I made with you two.
Oh, good.
Wrestle's better than Daniel Bryan Daniels. Better than Okada.
How do you not get sushi after Monday Night Raw?
Good evening from Swansea, wrestling fans. I am your host, Ben Allison, and you are watching Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast on a Thursday where we have a lot to talk about, specifically when it comes to All Elite Wrestling. It was a stacked show last night, and we've also got a brand new segment to end the show with as well. But without further ado, let me introduce the panel, and let's kick things off with Clark Taylor. How are you today, Clark? Because I imagine you're very happy after a certain something last night.
I'm doing well. Last night, I enjoyed for sure. Happy Thursday. I almost said Wednesday on accident. We got 1 week until my birthday. I'm stoked to be here. Let's talk about some Dynamite.
I'm surprised you're not acknowledging the certain something. I
actually am not totally sure what you were thinking of here, so I don't know.
Well, you're the head of the fan club for them.
Well, wait a minute. Are you talking about the Hookamaniacs and Hook
running
wild
he's back after 3 months? Of course I'm
excited. Did you see the Hook signal last week? Come on, man.
Theme.
The Hookster is back. I'm stoked about it. I don't know about the new theme, though. I like the old one.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure we're going to get into that later in the show. That is for sure. Aren't you in the comments saying, oh, snap, babyface Clark, referring to the fact that Clark's beard has gone, just like Hook's theme?
Nothing funnier than how that happened either, too. By the way, I was trying to trim it up and edge it before I went to the wrestling show on Tuesday night, and I got a phone call, and I turned to look at my phone and just took a huge chunk out of it and was like, well, we got to start over now.
Clean slate, quite literally. We got quite a few comments here. We got Fernando saying it's time to light the fuse and ignite this Dynamite review. We got Roundhead and we got numero one Superfly saying it's time to not do count out. It's time to go through chairs. It's time to watch Dynamite. Oh, it's on the Muppets one. It's time to not do count out. It's time to go through chairs. It's time to watch Dynamite on TBS tonight. Also joining us today, we have Shad. How are you, Shad? Well, can't hear you.
My bad. I would have never got that reference, man. Good seeing y'all, man. It's your boy Shad Talks Graps. I am back, and I'm excited, man. Rushing over here. Traffic was crazy, but, I ain't going to miss a day of work, so let's get into it.
Absolutely. And was it Aunt U's phone call which led you to cut your beard off, Clark?
It was.
It's all your fault, Ant. All your fault.
He called me. My phone was just sitting to the right, and I'm literally edging it, and not paying attention. I was like, "Who's that?" And just
leave it to a bum Manders fan to ruin his beard.
Wow. Fighting talk. Anthony Manzano says, hi, fellas. Today is my birthday. Happy birthday to you, Anthony Manzano. Hope you're having a fantastic day. But some other people who are having a fantastic day is Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, and FTR. Because for years, ever since Edge returned to professional wrestling in 2020, this has been a match which all four guys have wanted. FTR trained with both Edge and Christian when they were trying to get cleared to return to professional wrestling. So yes, in storyline they hate each other, but behind the scenes this means an awful lot to all four guys. And last night it was finally made official. Toronto, Canada. I forgot the date. I think September 21st, I believe. It is going to be all out, and it is official. FTR versus CNC, Edge and Christian. Clark, what is your thoughts?
I loved this segment last night. I thought it was absolutely awesome. I was not sure how they were going to navigate the waters when Cope and Christian reunited. How do you keep the turtleneck on Christian? Do you keep the turtleneck on Christian? How do you root for anyone that wears a turtleneck in any walk of life? Nobody's ever liked anyone in a turtleneck since Tiger Woods won the Masters wearing a mock turtleneck. That's the last time anyone has liked anyone in a turtleneck until now. Christian playing still the a-hole that he truly is perfect. Cope navigated this great. I was also a little bit worried about this with this residency at the 2300, the ECW arena. Christian and Cope aren't ECW originals. And if you look at the Dudleys being the ECW tag team from that iconic rivalry, I wasn't sure if the crowd would be fully behind them. That proved to be not the case last night, not the case at all. This was the perfect crowd for a cutting line like the one that Christian dropped on Cash Wheeler. I mean, he got him and he got him good, and you knew it was coming too. The look on Edge's face was Cope's face was absolutely perfect. The crowd ate it up. FTR sold it perfect. I loved it. I thought it was an awesome opening segment, especially for the venue, especially for the time and place. It did 2300 Arena justice.
That is a fantastic point, and one which we haven't touched upon yet. Of course, they are doing that residency now in that 2300 arena. Fantastic luck. I loved it. It is dividing opinion online, that is for sure. But to see these two guys back together, even though to your point, they aren't ECW originals, it just felt right. It did. It felt like they had been there before. It clicked for me personally. But Shad, what about for you?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I am on the belief that I thought the production on how they displayed the arena yesterday was amazing. I thought they did a great job. You know, I don't like to do compare and contrast, but I think they did a significantly better job than when NXT was out there. You know, was it this year, last year, whenever they were over there? You know, you got like that feeling that it is the 2300 arena. You got to see the crowd within it. They did some special stuff with the angles tied to it, you know, and like that's just the benefit of having someone like Tony Khan, who is a big fan, especially, you know, this entire week talking about how excited he was on Twitter, talking about how excited he is. Being last time he was there, he was a child, like 13-year-old kid in the late 90s. So, you know, that homage to it, I thought was brilliant. And I love this segment a lot, man. I think FTR with Stokely are the perfect heels that they can, you know, garner themselves as characters. I think, you know, from the beginning of Cash, you know, about to bark it up with a FedEx worker who was in this work outfit in the barricades, you know what I'm saying? Like just mouthing off to people, coming out cocky, and then us getting ENC, man, or CNC as they want to call themselves, Cope and Christian. And this is what we've been waiting for. This is what, you know, Adam Copeland spoke a lot about on why he came to AEW. Honestly, I think if it wasn't for Christian Cage, I don't think we would have Adam Copeland in All Elite Wrestling. So for these two brothers to return and, you know, give us one last title, not title reign, but one last run, maybe potentially get some titles, I think it was great. And I think this is the perfect matchup, the perfect feud to do so, because we know FTR has a very close relationship with Adam Copeland. So for that one, it's probably a fever dream, because FTR, they want to go against the best tag teams of all time. They, you know, eat, sleep, and breathe tag team wrestling. You know, having the ability to, one, go against your close friend, but have a feud against one of the most renowned historical tag teams of my lifetime with Edge and Christian is dope. And yeah, I like how they haven't you know, they're teetering the whole dynamic of like Copeland, you know, trying to get Christian to fall in line and be a good guy, but you know, Christian's not entirely there. But I'm gonna be real with you. I think eventually the tides are gonna turn the other way. I think we're gonna get Cope going full heel, and I think both of them are going to be fully heel. And I hope they do the 5-second pose on people's graves. That's all I want, on all the dead daddies.
I am so glad you said that, by the way, though, because I wanted to say it too. I don't love Edge trying to swing Christian the right way. He's supposed to be the rated R superstar.
Young man, why is your face looking like that?
What are you guys on about?
What are you looking like that for? Yes, he is a heel. He's not.
No, he's not.
Yes, he
Christian
is.
Cage is the biggest babyface in this company. In fact, did you notice that yesterday Adam Copeland came out with his entrance song, doing his pose and all that? Meanwhile, Christian Cage immediately saving the day. I mean, what a good guy. And yes, he's starting to bring Adam Copeland edge to the good side now. He's starting to make him babyface again. But Christian Cage is the biggest babyface in this entire industry. I mean, the crowd love it when he makes fun of dead fathers. I mean, it's a brilliant joke for him. People love that.
I think
and
he
I mean,
was
they
actually
loved it
just
last
trying to
night.
provide
Well,
guidance.
This is the product of a young man who has coffee thoughts at 3:00 in the morning every single day. All right, he hasn't slept a lot, guys. Please bear with my friend Ben Allison over here for a second.
I'll never forget when you mentioned that for the first time, and I was like, shoot, I've been found out. But up next, we need to talk about something else, which is a little bit bizarre. In professional wrestling, it is basically a dead certainty that a championship celebration is going to end in chaos. It is not going to be what you expect it to be. And last night, Mercedes Moné came down to the ring. She was dancing. CEO chants were going everywhere. And she did an interview with Renee. And all throughout this interview, I expected Alex Windsor to come out and interrupt her, but she never did. And the interview came to an end. And at this time, she said, I'm going to have a dance celebration. And she was doing her dance celebration. And I was like, well, surely somebody is going to come out now. And they didn't. She just danced. That was the segment. And I'm going to be honest, I don't really understand what the point in this was, Clark.
I was baffled. Like, what are we doing here the whole time? Did somebody forget their gear? Did they not have the entrance music ready that they needed? Was this an audible, or did we think that this was necessary? I don't get it. I am absolutely baffled, Ben. I seriously wish I had more to say about it, but I don't really know what I watched other than look at my 9 belts and let's have a quick dance party. I was waiting for the other shoe to drop at any moment. Nothing. It was like you said. I might be the first ever successful, just clean celebration. It's like the first ever clean finish to a celebration in the history of pro wrestling. But what was it? I don't get it at all. I mean, I guess we're gonna get a match with Alex Windsor someday.
Yeah,
she's there, but we weren't gonna find out about it last night.
I was just stunned. I really was.
I can't even defend her on it. It was so pointless.
It made no sense whatsoever. And to be clear, Moné, I'm not hating on you. My hand is still up. I'm still in the Moné supporters club. She might murder me if I don't say that. Honestly, in that AEW media room the other day, her eyes just looking around at everybody and making sure everyone had their hand up. It was crazy. But Numero One says a bit weird that nobody interrupted her. I would have wanted someone like Willow or Alex to interrupt her.
It definitely needs to be Alex Windsor because Alex Windsor. It needs to be her. I was about to say,
we haven't done that and we're 4 minutes into the segment.
Yeah, Alex Windsor. It needs to be her because she disrespected her man and she said she's going to put her in a hospital bed laid next to her man. So I think that she definitely needs to be. Honestly, she didn't take the pin. I still think she's someone that you can you need to kind of build up as a formidable opponent. I think there's a lot of meat left on the bone. But yeah, I don't know what that was. Part of me felt like they did it because she said at the press conference, like, I deserve a celebration. And Tony was like, yeah, celebration it is.
It was, oh shoot, we haven't got anything lined up. Alex Windsor's actually busy this week. She probably is. That's actually, maybe you're bang on, Shad. Maybe that's exactly what happened here.
So right now is going to be a very there's not a there isn't like a very like solid women's feud now post Forbidden Door. Like there's a lot of like I saw the vignette with Athena, and I guess that was more so for her and Mina Shirakawa, which is gonna happen tomorrow for Ring of Honor. So I don't know who Tony Storm is gonna feud with. I don't know technically who Mercedes is going to feud with. And then you got this whole thing with, honestly, the most interesting character dynamic in the women's division right now is whatever Chris Statlander is going through with the whole thing.
That's true.
You know, I thought their match last night was phenomenal. Oh my God, her and Megan Bayne as a one-on, that's going to be a world championship feud at some point. Like, that's going to be a
pay-per-view
boss fight. I'm excited for that.
I do have a feeling, and we're not talking about that match on this show, so I'm actually just going to chuck it out there right now. I have a feeling they're building up to Chris Statlander and Willow being the first ever AEW Women's Tag Team Champions together. I think that might be what they're starting to tease you, because they're teasing something. And I'm going to be honest, even though their feud was a complete mess, that coming full circle, I actually think would be quite nice.
What about potential women's blood and guts?
Yes, please.
That's
long overdue.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Obviously, you got the Spooky Sisters, which is Tekla, Julia Hart, and Sky Blue, and then you got,
I love them.
Then you got Penelope Ford and the Spooky Sisters. Yeah, I think that's the name. It's something triangle. I like the Spooky Sisters better.
Sisters is imagine the merch they'll sell around Halloween.
It'll be awesome.
Put it on a shirt.
And then you got Bane and Penelope Ford, like, so that's 5. And then you got Aminata, Willow, Stat, Harley Cameron, and I don't know. There's probably another baby face hanging out somewhere back there.
They can find one, if not.
There's definitely one.
They can find someone.
Mina, Tony, one of those two could definitely do it.
Jamie Hayter.
Either or. But
Jamie Hayter, that is the one. That actually is.
That's the one. That's the one it'll be.
Honestly, I feel bad because I Jamie Hayter I was going to say earlier, but I was like pretty sure Shad's going to get to Jamie, and then I was like,
I forgot. Yeah, I totally forgot that she returned. Yeah, and that makes the most sense. Yeah, I think we're going to get a women's blood and guts all out. That's my prediction.
Wow,
love it.
All out as well.
Yes,
I'd be stunned. I think, therefore, Lam is saying, quoting Ben, I'm going to be honest, I don't really know. But in Lam's case, it's because he didn't watch last night. Going back to his famous quote on this show just a few weeks ago. But we've also got Fernando saying that he loved the old ECW arena and it never looked better and the crowd was amazing. Absolutely. But talking about something else which is going to be amazing, this Monday, us 3 are going to be doing the first ever edition of the Wrestling Republic podcast. It is going to be every Monday. We're all going to bring our biggest, hottest take of the week. Whether it's a pipe bomb or we're giving some praise, we are going to be bringing it. Plus, we are going to be talking about the biggest news story of the week as well. And as well as breaking down our faction of the week. Really, really excited for that one. But what is next for Hangman Adam Page? Because he came out last night and was interrupted by the Don Callis family. But it wasn't like he was interrupted by Takeshita or any of the top stars in the Don Callis family. It was, with all due respect, all the mid-carders to lower mid-carders who came out to interrupt Hangman Page. And it kind of left me thinking, hang on a second, I'm not entirely sure if any of these guys are actually going to be facing Hangman Adam Page. But then it was interesting, because as well as Jet Speed, it was Kenny Omega who actually made the save at the end of the segment. Are we potentially heading towards Hangman versus Omega again, Shad?
I think we are. I think this is one of the rare occasions that you can build a big time match for Hangman, and you don't have to have it be off of a general babyface versus heels dynamic. I think this can be a story told where Kenny's like, man, we had ourselves a moment, and you had a moment against me, and I'm a different man, and you're a different man now. And it can be for the art of competition. It could be for the art of Kenny wanting to get that title back from him after all these years. And Hangman showing, hey man, you may have been the pinnacle of what was AEW, but this is my show now. I'm the sheriff in town now, no pun intended. I control this stuff, and I feel like that would be the perfect thing, because I don't think Kenny needs the title right now, but I do think Hangman needs a good title reign. That's the difference. You need to give him credible matchups. You need to sell tickets for fans to want to watch for an All Out. Like, that's a match that you can put on the All Out and get people locked in. If he's not going against them, the Callis family got 946 members and counting. There's probably 2 more added right this second. But your point, I'm not interested per se in the Josh Alexander because he hasn't done anything of significance to make that a money match. I'm not in interest of seeing Hechicero because he's okay. He's all right. But him and Takeshita, that moves me, and that moves me a lot because Takeshita to me is a guy who has world heavyweight championship aspirations at some point. And for that to potentially be his first go around, first shot for it, going against Hangman, that would be awesome. My other thought process would potentially be someone else, but I don't know if it's going to happen because he's kind of tied up in the tag division. But Hangman and Bobby Lashley. If we're talking about the MJF storyline, why not get to Bobby, and why not MJF kind of using his contract into the middle, asserting himself in that, and that creates the dynamic and friction between Lashley and MJF with the breakup. You know, so that, but I think that's for later on. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say I think it will be Kenny Omega.
The issue, even though I'd love to see it with Takeshita, is of course he has that IWGP World Championship opportunity in October at King of Pro Wrestling. So I don't really think they're going to put him in a position to even lose a match in any capacity until after that match happens, because of course he's won New Japan's biggest tournament.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. I mean, the 2 guys that I would like to see him feud with have some award with them. I mean, Kyle Fletcher has a championship. Takeshita has the G1. And they, like you said, they want to keep him strong. And then Okada, he's got a championship too. Like, those are the 3 guys. So then, I mean, Rocky Romero. Nobody want to see Rocky Romero go for a world title. No offense to Rocky Romero, and no offense to Hechicero, man. I'm sure you are a great guy, but I don't like this whole little like crystal ball thing he always does. It pisses me off.
The magic.
Yeah, bro. What he think he like doing telekinesis and stuff?
Exactly. I do think Josh Alexander for like a Dynamite match against Hangman for a title defense isn't bad because I don't think we've seen it in singles. I'm cool with that one. And then obviously Lance Archer and Hangman had a great Texas Death match. If you're gonna have that match, I'm cool with that too. If
you know what, Wardlow.
Yeah, that would be great, but I just don't. They haven't built him up at all.
They haven't at all. You're right. The Don Callis family has entirely too many members, man. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, now I'm kind of confused. And with the same music, like
and the music is awful too, bro. It's like creepy, like horrible villain music, man.
No, you know what it sounds like? It's like it sounds like one of the songs that they play when you're in line for a ride at Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the
it does. It really
supposedly
does.
Scarier ride.
Yes. No, you're bang on that. That is the perfect comparison. But another point I want to quickly add is they have faced each other before, Josh Alexander and Hangman Page. I thought they had. It was the debut of Josh Alexander in AEW.
Yes.
Okay,
that was how he debuted.
Space Cadet. I'm sorry. That is correct. Either way, it was a good match even then.
Yeah.
But we got a couple of comments here. Sorry, Sad, you go first.
No, I mean, it's just, I feel like you put all your, like, ducks in a row with that. Like, I feel like you have way too many heels in one team. You have just way too much talent on one team where people can be separated and doing different stuff. And honestly, someone like Josh Alexander should probably be a babyface, to be real with you. Like, he's, like, I never, like, when they turned him heel in TNA before he left, I thought it was the dumbest stuff. I thought he was best served as a great babyface, just doing what he does. And I think like them putting him into this Callis family out the gate, it felt weird.
Yeah,
I said it.
I'm on the same page.
I said it when he turned heel in TNA too. It's like it's hard to root against the guy that is wearing headgear for the reason he's wearing headgear, and we all know it, right? Like, he's a sympathetic figure. We know that, right? Like,
yeah, you're right. He's very hard to dislike, but we've got a few comments here I want to get to. Donnie says, I think Paige should be matched up against the entire Callis family. Face the mid-card guys in tags with Omega. I'd be all for that. Build it towards Takeshita or Kyle. If you can somehow drag it out to October, then definitely, but it's just a long time, and there's like 2 pay-per-views before then as well. We've got numero 1 saying Adam versus Kenny for the AEW World Championship in Hangman's Adam Page's favorite match of all time, a Canadian death match, technically a Texas death match, but they won't be in Texas. No way can they just go straight to a match like that.
Yeah,
number 1 just loves utter chaos in wrestling. That's
a good stipulation, which is just not. I love it. I absolutely love it. And we got Spike 3Y9 saying, looking forward to the lads at the pub waiting for our Ben to arrive. Shout out to Tom, Ewan, and Nathaniel currently all in the Black Boy Pause pub in
It's the name of the pub. It's the name of the pub.
When I said it then, I was like, shoot, Shard's going to pause me for this.
It's the name of the pub, guys.
First. In Swansea. Yeah, great pub. I'll be there momentarily. But before I do get there, we need to talk about Darby Allin versus Claudio Castagnoli, the main event of last night's AEW Dynamite. And to say this was chaotic would be an understatement. I mean, Darby Allin was just jumping off parts of the 2300 arena. I thought it might fall down, if I'm being completely honest. It was just complete and utter mayhem. But I loved it. In the end, Darby Allin got the win. And after the match, there was a Death Riders beatdown. And Darby Allin has all eyes on Jon Moxley, All Out, Toronto, Canada. Shard, what's your take?
Man, I absolutely love this main event so much. Like, back to what I said in the start of the show, they understood the assignment with the production. Like, they started out Claudio walking out the back, and Darby just jumping on him, you know what I'm saying? Going through all these crazy spots, table spots, the gorilla press him into the announcing table, like just so many crazy stuff happening in that arena, just paying homage to just the utter chaos that we would see from ECW. It was fully entertaining, and I like the fact that we are getting Darby just picking up a win against one of the henchmen, but post-match escaping the Death Riders and getting past through all the shenanigans. And the match that we saw this past weekend with the Lights Out Cage match and just the pure disgustingness and bloodshed that happens with Mox and Darby. I am so seated and so excited for when they go against each other, because it is going to ruffle so many feathers with people in the wrestling community, because they will not like it. But I just expect these two to go. The bar will be set as high as they can for a company like AEW that will allow it. And they are going to bleed. They are going to try to murder each other. They are going to be so innovative with some sort of weaponry. It is going to be great. And I'll talk about Darby a little bit more in context when we get to the highlights of the night. But this is a guy who I'm so glad that AEW has him, because I think sometimes people don't appreciate how amazing he is as a wrestler and a character and just a flag bearer for the company.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And Donnie says here, Darby is going to get himself killed. I was on the same page as you, Donnie, from the first time I saw him in, I believe, late 2017, all the way until maybe 2023, 2024. But I've now just come to the conclusion, this guy's immortal. I mean, he survived Everest. He survived all of this stuff. He somehow hasn't had a back injury yet. I mean, there must just be some black magic we're unaware of. So at this point, I mean, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it, because, I mean, clearly he's got something we're just completely unaware about. Numero 1 says they need to give us Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin in a 3 stages of hell match. Stage 1, a table. Stage 2, a steel cage. And if necessary, steel cage, a ladder match with a contract on the line. We know numero 1 loves those steps.
I'm surprised he didn't say a coffin match.
That's the next
I'm
body bag
surprised.
match after.
Oh, they need an Inferno match.
I will say this about Darby last night.
Yeah.
Somewhere, New Jack was smiling at Darby jumping around like that in the 2300 arena, man.
That is true.
Somewhere, New Jack had a big old smile on his face. That's all I could think watching that match last night. Like, he was like, yep, that's what it's about. There we go. Oh, man, I dug it, though. I thought it was a really fun match. Claudio, by the way, maybe the most underrated wrestler ever. He's so dang good. I'll never understand how he doesn't get a bigger push. It doesn't feel that long ago he's beaten Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. It really doesn't feel that long ago, but it is. But, that's it. That's all I got on that one.
Fair enough. Short, but we are now going to be moving on to a brand new segment, which we have, and it is called The Highlights of the Night. Let us know what you guys think about this. It might be here to stay. It might be here to go. Who knows? But what I do know is this consists of three things. One, match of the night. It's obvious what that means. Secondly, segment of the night. That can be a promo or just a segment which has happened, which doesn't really fall under a promo, but it's something like that. And then thirdly, MVP of the night, most valuable player, the best performer, the man or woman of the show. Very, very simple. And let's kick it off very quickly with match of the night, followed by segment of the night, followed by MVP of the night. And Clark, I'm going to send it to you first to reveal your picks.
So for my match of the night, I'm actually shockingly not going to go with that Darby and Claudio match as good as I thought it was. My pick is Jon Moxley and Daniel Garcia. I thought this was an awesome back and forth match. It fit the 2300 arena perfectly. And people do not give DG enough credit for how good he is. You can tell the respect that Moxley has for him. He sold great for Garcia in this match. And yeah, it was my match of the night. I thought it was awesome. It was a really, really great match, especially early on the show. It fit the timing really perfectly because it was difficult to follow. Obviously, what was my segment of the night, which is the opening segment, Edge and Christian, Cope and Christian, whatever you want to call them, I don't care. This was awesome. All I ask of a promo segment is make me want to see them fight at the end. And Cope and Christian delivered, FTR delivered, and I want to see them fight very badly. I can't wait for All Out in Toronto. It's odd it's not in Chicago, but this segment did exactly what it was supposed to do, and it was the perfect way to start the show. I keep saying 2300 arena, but yes, that is the case. Last but certainly not least, my MVP of the night, sticking with that same segment. He didn't say much, but he said all he needed to. Christian Cage is my MVP of last night for just absolutely burying Cash Wheeler and causing bedlam around the ring and all of that. Christian with the turtleneck. He's our a-hole. Absolutely. I dig it. That is a tough line to toe, but I'm all in on that one. Pun intended, I guess. And I can't wait for All Out.
I'm absolutely stunned that for match of the night, you've gone with Mox versus Garcia over the main event, to be honest.
I mean, to me, I just thought the open of the show, and I'm weirdly nostalgic because of the whole ECW arena thing. I feel like a broken record. I keep mentioning that that's the venue. I just felt like the way that the show started, that was the most exciting to me. And I got in my nostalgic brain about it. And yeah, so that's why I wanted to give the nod there. I think also DG really fits like the ECW kind of aesthetic.
He does.
Yeah.
Like, he fits a smaller crowd as well.
Yeah. I've seen him at PWG in the main event at Speedball in an Iron Man match. That was just absolutely off the charts. In a main event there, in like a gritty venue like that, he just shines. There's something special about it, and I think he deserves some credit. That's why I wanted to make him. That's why I gave him the match of the night.
I'm liking the character arc that they're moving with him too. I think the goofy dancing stuff is time to throw it away and let him be a rough shot, dude that's all about grit. Maybe putting him with the Death Riders. I don't know. We'll see.
No, let's just get rid of them. Have Darby kill them off. That's got to be the conclusion to this storyline. But I do agree, Shad. I do want to see a grittier side to him. There's no doubt about that. But what I am wondering is, what is your segment of the night, match of the night, and MVP of the night?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to agree with Clark on the segment of the night. I think the open between Cope and Christian and FTR definitely brought a lot of sentimental feels to someone like myself, just seeing these two back together, actually having this run. And, Christian having the slick words, I thought it was entertaining. And them just setting up that match, like that's going to be, if there is a match to set up for a show in Toronto, that is the match to set up for it to be in Toronto. So I loved everything about that. I will put an honorable mention, though, since we did talk about that one a lot. I liked everything in that women's tag match with the Willow coming out. I'm curious to see what goes with her in Statlander. That's just a little HM, though. Match of the night, main event, man. Like I said, that match was a absolute brutal bout. They went out and they made people in ECW proud. They made the 2300 arena proud. They made all the crowd proud. Like, they put a lot of physicality and a lot of just utter destruction towards each other, and I loved it. I feel like it fits so well, and I'm excited to see what they keep continuing and carving out at the while they are staying here. My MVP, Darby Allin, man. This is a guy who like I mentioned earlier, we're gonna need to give him his flowers soon, because I would argue that he is teetering on the, he was climbing Mount Everest, but he might try to climb Mount Rushmore for AEW at some point before his career is done. He is one of the most underrated figures and faces in the AEW history. A guy who wears the company on his sleeve, who will go to the craziest amounts of death-defying bumps for the love of the game, for the love of the company. And I feel like we need to really appreciate that. Like, I think a lot of people try to make it seem like he's a spot guy. He's just a jobber or whatever. Nah, man, he's one of the faces of the company. He's a guy that when he wins the title for AEW, when he holds that AEW World Championship, it is going to be a very emotional and happy moment for all the sickos out there. So Darby, to me, is the MVP of the night.
Fantastic shout. And do you know what, Shad? I'm going to agree with you. I mean, on Darby Allin's performance, he is kind of the perfect babyface. And yes, we got Donnie here saying he's 32. This stuff is going to catch up with him. I completely agree, but he's not going to change his mindset. He has been like this for years. So I'm just kind of going to sit back and enjoy it while he can do it. And he is enjoyable. He is somebody who is super marketable, and he undoubtedly is one of the major faces for AEW. You mentioned Mount Rushmore. I mean, he was one of the 4 pillars of this company. And I believe, well, him and Jungle Boy are the only 2 who haven't actually held that AEW World Championship yet. So I do think it's potentially something we could see in the very near future. But my match of the night is also the same as yours as well, because that was that good. Then
it sets the bar for wrestling this week to me. I think I haven't seen a more entertaining match than that from a lot of the shows. And honestly, even to like Clark's point, though, I don't think there was a bad match last night. I really enjoyed Dynamite. Yeah. Like all like the Ricochet and the Gates of Agony versus the Ops was a fun match. The All-Star match that we had was incredible. And like I said, the ladies, man, like oh my goodness, man. Megan Bain and Penelope Ford can be the anchors of a tag division if they allow them to. They have synergy as a team. They do moves together. And my God, they look as amazing as you can carve any team to look coming out. Like just the ring apparel, 2 beautiful young ladies just stepping out there. They just ooze that star power.
Yeah.
So it feels special. And then Harley Cameron is the most entertaining person in the world right now.
Just so many hidden talents. She is absolutely brilliant. But the one which I'm going to disagree with both of you guys on is segment of the night. because I'm actually going to go and say something which we haven't even spoken about, and that is MJF's backstage breakdown, which he had. Because this promo I thought was exceptional, and this was MJF at his best. Hangman is clearly in his head. He has got something to prove, and he wants to prove it. He is fuming at Mark Briscoe for costing him, in his head, that AEW championship, and to now be even more fuming, he can't cash in that contract at any time. I mean, in the last couple of weeks alone, the Hurt Syndicate have left him. He's lost the AEW title match. He almost lost his contract. And now the rules have been changed, not in his favor. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest on this one. MJF is rightfully frustrated. And I'm really excited to see where this one goes.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I agree. And I think also the thing with Max that's interesting is, for being as big of a heel as he is, the odds feeling sort of a little bit more stacked against him than he should be, and the frustration still isn't babyface like. He looks like a whiny, a petulant whiny, and that's the brilliance of it, right? Because it's really easy to be like, oh, that's too much. Like, he didn't deserve all this. Like, not Max though. Like, he's getting what he deserves. But watch him figure out, the slimy little snake he is, figure out a way to get back on the other side and be one step ahead. And that's the brilliance of MJF.
You are absolutely right on that.
I thought you were going to say Mark Briscoe announcing that he got like his 80th kid was going to be. Congrats!
That was
Mark,
a hell of a moment. I'm going to be honest. I didn't completely like the fact that he just started like screaming at the top of his lungs, like when his baby was a foot away from him. I thought you meant to like be careful with newborns and really loud sounds. I was a bit
my son, when he was a newborn, he was born a few weeks before the Super Bowl, and he was in the room with me and my brother going absolutely ape-ish for the Eagles spanking y'all's Chiefs. So it is.
Oh my gosh! I mean, that at least was a few weeks. This looked like it was a few hours old. It was stunned. I was like, surely it should still be in hospital.
I don't know how. I have no idea when they had their kid.
Well, he said that's why he was away this week. He said it was because the kid was born. I don't know. But Donnie says, did the Taz stuff air, or was that online only? That was online only, I believe.
Yeah, no,
maybe
that was
Collision.
Beautiful though. I did watch that earlier. Cool. That was such a dope
Fantastic
thing, man. I'm glad to see Taz back, man. Obviously, I know he had to do some stuff. He had some surgeries and stuff. Also, it has nothing to do. It has AEW related to do. I saw Jim Ross on his podcast announce that he signed a new contract, man.
Yes,
he's staying with AEW for the next year. So it's
whole 12 months.
Yeah, man. Good to see JR, being on these big matches, calling stuff too, man. The guys I grew up watching as a kid announcing stuff, man.
It is awesome. It truly, truly is the voice of professional wrestling for a whole generation. But that does bring us to the end of the show, guys. Thank you to everybody in the comments. Numero one saying his match of the night was Garcia versus Moxley. Segment of the night was FTR Cope and Cage. And the MVP was Mina Shirakawa. Hell of a shout. We will be back same time, same place tomorrow to talk to you guys about some of the biggest... we're not doing a new show tomorrow. It's a prediction show for Clash tomorrow. We'll see you guys then. Thank you, Shad. Thank you, Clark. And thank you to all of you. Peace.